Welcome back to the lovely IHP community and the 5D collective. Those of us who are securely attached or pursuing it, self-empowered, enlightening, mindful, and or spiritual mystics and people. So that's where we are at here at IHP, empowered feminine right here with my own empowered masculine. And the alchemy is that I radically accept myself and love who I am as I am, and share with those who want to add to their inner growth mindset, mindfulness, and mindset skills and practices. When the subscription-based model content is out, that mentorship, masterclass, sign up. Spirituality retreats, sign up. I'm a mystic in the Enlightenment Soul Age group, and I begin with lovely God, Jesus, and Holy Spirit, so that the light never left my heart. Empowerment, communication, and true love are always easy because the functional inner child adult is an eternal child. So I didn't lose Maria, and I didn't lose that lovely vessel and the thread to it, because I got to learn all about forgiveness from Jesus and God. And I also got to learn about the universal love that we all can be in when we are a restorative embodiment, self-aware, accountable, and regulating person. That's what mentorship supports, people like that, and the stories for you to understand. No, for you to hear. It's food for thought. Okay, and today we're going to begin with intimacy, love, romance. They have no drama for the self-empowered person and or mystic. They have no suffering or unrequitedness. And that is because of being internally securely attached in a whole self. Okay, so this is where, let me read to you a little bit about when it comes to intimacy, love, and romance, why for the 5D collective, it doesn't, and I and you and they, whoever is going to be in our Christ consciousness, oneness consciousness, we don't see or experience any of our relationships as dramatic as having been suffered, because emotions don't lead from our temporal junction as mindfully and spiritually, or one and the other, living people. Okay, so you know how to use your mind, brain, and body. That's why you're a 5D collective. That's a word I'm using because it's Christ consciousness, oneness consciousness. The explanation is you know how to be mindfully aware of yourself and to self-regulate in your non-reactive, lovely, beautiful open-heartedness. It's not been hard for me. I've been doing it since I was a kid, and that's because, again, I got lucky, determined. We can use Robert Sapolsky free will. I can also use that I am very blessed with God, Jesus, Holy Spirit, and lucky with my entire oversoul. I have never felt unlucky with all the people that I have in my life. In fact, it's bullshit that a woman can become completely empowered all by myself. No, the ones who think that, or no, they prance around like they are that. You can tell when you got a vessel that has no heart of a child, because they lost it, because they're still actively in an armored suit, and they will be for the rest of their life if they decide, determined, no free will, or basically decide not to go and heal their inner childhood because they don't want to. So here's the deal, the 5D again. We are a collective of mystics and people who mindfully live and spiritually live and love and laugh and learn and don't cast stones. Not all believe in Jesus or God, but science and spirituality come together. As we all know that we don't know everything at all, and we're not competing. Our egos are empowered, though we're intellectually, emotionally, and physically actually intelligent. And so by being bilaterally integrated and vertically, we have a good time with all of those who are smart. Stable, mature, adaptive, rational, teachable, and smart because we contribute to each other's intellect. So love and romance, no drama, no suffering, no unrequitedness. We have a good time. In fact, we don't cut cords. We don't have energy vampires as a mystic. People in my energy sphere, I made myself. No, I laughed. I didn't make myself anything. I just laughed. Oh, it's laughable, and in a 5D body type is how I'm going to bring it to you. So suffering love is instead the 3D, 4Ds go-to. They are all insecure feminines and masculines. I read to you, they are the destroyers, but they don't represent a threat to planet Earth or to life, because we're all one person, tiny person right here. Okay, so only egos that are small need to think of superheroes, supervillains, and that they actively are saviors and or divine I use words divine feminine not because we're divine. I'm a human. Okay? I'm an ego with a self, and I have the explanation of sciences plus the bonus of being a mystic. Spirituality, and sciences come together to be yourself. If you want, obviously, you don't have to. So 3D, 4D, they don't want to become their true self. They do enjoy, however, their insecure, feminine, masculine dynamic because low self-esteem, indirect communicators, passive-aggressive, and those who do what Cusco and squirrels do will continue to come together. So they marry and or date their unfinished business. Though marrying, they can end up in Terry Real's office. Dating, they might end up at Patrick Tiahan's by the time that they consider that they've been suffering the dating scene. And they notice that they have unfinished business because they keep playing out the same fear, the same jealousy, the same insecurities. Okay, so people who do want intimacy, love, and romance, they end up in therapy if they're suffering in it, not using generalization, stereotypes, or what we see instead 3D, 4D doing. Okay, so again, 3D, 4D have unresolved, unhealed trauma. They are ignoring healing it with a good therapist, you'll notice, because they don't want to commit the time or pursue the healing. They share it with us on YouTube. I can spot them all the time. And in fact, they're also drawn to the ones that I spot, but also the ones who are there and follow the leaders that are dysregulated, non-bilaterally integrated, and use adaptive child patterns of behavior, thinking, and narratives that feed the ego a story that they themselves hold regarding love, intimacy, relationships, how you're supposed to believe, how you're supposed to talk, how you're supposed to do society, how you're supposed to do man and woman and all that. We know that. We know all about the ones who want to, here's how and have to do that. Okay, so 3D, 4D, they lead relationships with that paused self due to them having that unhealed trauma and the insecurity. The insecure self is not owned by them. They also have trauma charges. Again, dysregulation, generalizations, stereotypes, and fantasy drama stories is what their go-to is. They are reactive, you'll find, to cues of safety from the 5D collective, securely attached person and mystic, which we won't be like, I don't have question, you'll figure it out, because again, they're going to be reactive in a Cusco or squirrel way. And since fear comes up when love is in town, they run away and into the arms of the next dysregulated, unhealthy, self-worth other and self-fulfilling prophecy relationship and life fantasy drama story. That's why determined, come on in, Robert Sapolsky. So 3D, 4D, they play out a dynamic that stems from their unresolved, unhealed childhood trauma, emotional charges, trust breaks, insecurities, and wounds. You will find that, again, this is why they date and or marry their unfinished business and experience love as a story full of drama, suffering, and unrequitedness. Like, they completely believe in this. I've met more men and women that believe in this than I can count. Some mystics and some not. And they live out their karma and don't move into dharma. So the rest of their life is karma, and that's also why all that they see for themselves in relationships and that they think relationships are, life, the world, will come true. There's no shadow of a doubt, because it'll be exactly the way their non-bilaterally integrated brain and adaptive child, chaotic and or rigid, unforgiving, and harsh patterns of thinking will have come up with as the story of their life, relationships, and the world. Plus, remember, they're following leaders that have ancient, rigid textbooks. So like, they have a way that they're going to tell us why everything, it is amazing to be able and have the capacity to notice that every person's subjective reality can come true. That's why I hear empowered feminine. Nurturer I am. I listen to you with care because I care about listening to you. I don't pretend to listen to you. That's very disrespectful for me to close my heart or just talk over you while you're talking. It's also disrespectful of me and my time. So I make a conscious choice, and I'm open-hearted and open-minded, and I'm listening. Also, it's really true. I'm curious. I get curious about what you're going to say because I can't read your mind. I don't know how you think or feel. So I like to hear that. Okay, so they are limited, the 4D, 3D consciousness, and they don't know love due to, again, fearing it from the mind, heart, body, and self that leads with dysregulation and modulated embodiment. And in that respect, it's exactly why the 5D collective, person, and mystic will understand and will move away from the idea of that potentially being a lover, because they won't. They won't be a lover. They won't be a secure connection. No, they're going to be a secure connection, excuse me, let me correct myself, not a secure attachment figure. So we move away from the idea of a lover to the secure connection that we'll build, like with my facade friend and with a bunch of other people from my oversoul. And that's why we have no saga or drama. We move on to seek true lover, life partner with other. And that's exactly how it works. So again, no cutting of cords because we build secure connections. When you're a safe haven, secure based person, it's because you know how to live and love from your mind, heart, body, and self in a way that is of the restorative embodiment. And so your love is unconditional. With the inner growth mindset, you deal with unknowns, unexpecteds, unwanteds from an open heart, while with the flow state, mindset skills in everyday life help that flow because you're seeing emotions and thoughts, not, okay? And so those relationships and the world, it consistently changes, yeah, but you are consistently your whole self because you own that. So we, again, know how to be true life partners, the 5D collective, because we're also true lovers. We can talk to you face to face, heart to heart, and we'll want to do that. And we will talk to you with vulnerability and pure intentions. And you'll see the consistency over time because we don't change it up. So the mature available masculines and feminines are the securely internally attached people who don't pretend to be into you, but we instead are really going to mean it. And this is why it gets fun, not scary. So no fear of speaking your truth, sharing your heart, or being genuine. No, not at all. Even in the face of potential rejection, of ridicule, it doesn't matter. You're still going to be yourself because that's the part. I get to share with you who I am. Why would I hide myself? So there's no hiding one's true self when you have no disowned parts. That's why we're functional inner child adults. And again, that forgiveness and that love that Jesus taught every one of us who knows of him from our very small age to, today, if you didn't know of him and you're growing up, still it's a somatic empath like a Dr. Daniel Siegel, Dr. Daniel Fox, Stephen Porges, Peter Levine, all these smart scientists who will share with you they're even more compassionate than ever I can even ever hear my tone. And they say, because they know the sciences, like determined. They look at it only from sciences. And so they have the capacity, that 0-1-year-old and that genetic stuff, they didn't choose. Okay, so when you have that level of intellect and emotional comprehension, you're going to say, what the fuck? They can heal. Yeah, some won't, but they can heal. And you know what? Stop treating them like a little piece of shit because they're not. Nobody chose to be traumatized with childhood trauma. So please give it a rest with the, stories from ancient history. And therefore, again, we leave those who don't want love because you don't want to scare anybody. They're already scared in the first place. And we continue to share our hearts and speak vulnerably from our hearts. We cultivate authentic relationships and allow them to unfold as they may, which is why if you think, life partner, then nope, not life partner. Okay, and so we keep moving forward. Not afraid to love because we know that love, romance, and intimacy are easy and they're built with secure connections over time. And some of those become secure attachment figures. And some of them are simply secure attachment connections. So there is a difference again, but don't be picky with these words. I'm giving you 2 words, but we could change it up tomorrow. The part that is most important is that you understand you're securely attached, self-empowered, enlightening, mindful, spiritual, mystic, and or person when you embody the true essence of the embodied divine feminine, body and heart, divine masculine, the integrated brain, mind, and self to do bilateral and vertical. So you can be yourself. And that's because you know how to maintain the balance of I'm going to speak a truth. I won't be afraid. And if you don't like it and you don't like me, I won't be afraid. And I won't feel ashamed. So you don't have shame, you don't have revenge, you don't have any of the low frequency from an insecure nervous system. You're authentic without fear, and when we spot the imbalanced masculine and feminine with insecure attachment, we drop the idea again of them being a life partner, recalibrate the relationship to secure connection, in the absence of doing anything else because they don't know love. They know humbug. They don't know how to speak their truth, like my facade friend. They know, again, how to just keep doing what they do. And in the meantime, they also don't know how to notice their mannerisms and to take ownership. So when you have that, that's another part. But let's keep it simple. We love to love, and our babies, they love to laugh, and they love to learn, and they love to not cast stones, and they love to keep on loving unconditionally. So those life partners, they're mindful like us, they're flawed like us, but they have integrity like us. And unlike those who don't know how to have integrity because they weren't shown the way. And the way is walk a walk and talk a talk. Jesus, God, Holy Spirit taught me this, and he walked with all people. And the ignorant human beings don't understand the scientists and how they prove that every person's embodied brain is looking to be in their restorative embodiment because it's our birthright. They just say, we don't believe it, and they continue to use their ignorant information. So fear and ignorance are non-bilaterally integrated brains. Again, their self-fulfilling prophecies are already there because they keep using everything and anything. And really, when you're grounded in reality, again, you know that my thoughts, emotions, not irrefutable facts, which is why I can follow any kind of story and say, yeah, that's a possibility. Why not? I mean, I'm not God. Exactly. And science doesn't know everything either. Smart scientists will let you know about that one. So anybody who wants to try and create, it's funny because they keep on trying to do stuff. Anyway, I'm going to pause and I'm going to let us move forward with our next topic. In the meantime, thank you for stopping by. Like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed, and it does help the channel grow. And if you know people who are of our 5D collective, so they're internally securely attached, or they want to pursue it and they want to consolidate being non-reactive thanks to continuing mindfulness, mindset, and mindset practices so that they can continue to embody restorative embodiment. Emotions easy, thoughts easy. The more you do it, the more it's easy, because that's called building resiliency in your restorative embodiment, self-aware, accountable, and regulating life. And really, it's fun. So we'll be back with some channel guidance, food for thought, because I have some messages for you all. Have a good one.